So it's kind of like this class, right? We have a mixture of what? Boys and girls, right? And then coach's class over here, we have a mixture of boys and girls. So let's say we want all the boys on one side and girls on the other. Okay? So let's say on coach's side, we're going to have all the boys. So what would we do? We would subtract the boys from this room, right? And we'd send them over there. So what do we have over here after that first step? What do we have? In this room, what do we have? All girls, right? But what do we have in the room over there? Huh? We have boys and girls, right? We still have that mixture. So then the second step would bring the girls over, right? So now we have girls on one side of the hall and then the boys on the other. Same thing here. You want to move your variables on one side and your numbers on the other. Now, it doesn't matter what side, but what I always do is I always get the variables on the left-hand side and then the number on the right. Okay? So, let's take a look. If we were to do that, what would be our first step? Let's work with the variables first. What will we do?
You would add.
No, we're doing the variables first. Right, so we want to move this 2a from the right side to the left side. And we do that by subtracting, correct? Okay? Do you see that? All we're doing is we're moving variables on one side and our constant numbers on the other. So what's 2a minus 2a?
0.
0, right? So that cancels. And then what's 4 minus 2?
Negative 2a.
4 minus 2, 2a. All right, so we finished the first step in our move section. But after every step, what do we need to do? Exactly, good job. We need to bring everything down that we didn't touch. Did we mess with this minus 3?
No.
No, so we bring it down. How about this positive 7?
We bring it down.
Yes, bring it down. Remember, after every little thing you do, reevaluate. Okay, and not reevaluate, readjust. So now our new equation is what? 2a minus 3
equals 7.
Right. Okay. So now we have our variables here. So now we need to move our number. So what are we going to move?
3.
The minus 3. And how do we do that?
Plus 3.
Plus 3. So we have 2a is equal to what?
10.
10. All right. Now, did we just finish step 3 by moving? Are we done with step 3?
No. Oh, yes.
Yeah, we moved everything, right? We have variables on one side, and we have our constant, which is 10, on the other side. So what's our last step?
Divide.
By
2.
2.
It cancels out. We use the same side.
Okay.
Then 5.
So A is equal to 5. Okay? Are we done? No, we're not.
Check.
We're going to check. Now, because we're not going to be doing a lot of problems, you're going to check every problem, except for on the exam. Okay? So let's rewrite it. We're going to write 4, and wherever there's an A, we're going to have a parentheses what?
5.
Right. Parentheses 5 minus 3 equals 2, and then parentheses 5 plus 7. Now this is where you actually have to calculate. Now, on the exam, problem 2, remember that was one of the instructions, is to show your work checking your answer. Some of you guys just did this, but didn't take that last step, and I took 1 point off. Okay? You have to go the entire way. You got to put that in the calculator. And when you do, what do you get? Come on. When you put it in the calculator, what do you get?
What's the calculator, guys?
$17. Good. So 17 equals, now put this side in.
18.
Right. Because 2 times 5 is what? 10 plus 7 is? So, When you do your work, when you show your work, circle, circle. I expect to see 2 circles.
So
Yes,
I have a
ma'am.
question. How come you put the 5 for 5?
Right here?
Yeah.
Because when you substitute in this class, and you'll see, because a lot of the problems on STAR you can get by substituting. Okay? So when you substitute, that's going to help you, because you're going to have negatives and positives, and they're going to mess you up. But as long as you use parentheses and the actual value of 5, you're going to be okay. It's a safety net, basically.
But like, since it's the 5 answers, right? You're just gonna put it there. But it would like let's say it's really efficient and it's like what, so you have to 4, 5, 6, 7?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you got, let's say you got -3, right? A equals -3. Instead of 5, you'll have 4, parentheses, -3. Right. That's your A. Wherever you see parentheses here, you know that this is where your variable is. Okay? Any questions, Mr. Gordon? How's that looking? Does that look like artwork to you? Would you pay $1 million for that?
No, I'm not.
Yes.
Why is it 17?
Yeah, answer my question.
4 times 5 is?
No, but like, isn't it supposed to equal?
No.
5.
No, it doesn't. As long as it's some number equals the same number. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So the answer being 5?
No, your answer for the variable is 5. But when you put it into the equation, you get 17 equals 17.
So like that's if like you don't do all that, right?
Say again?
Like you don't do the whole work like all that.
Right?
You just did like that, right? Where you did the 4 parentheses
Right.
5, if you didn't do all that work, you have to do that.
You wouldn't know. If you didn't do the
Oh,
work, you
yeah.
wouldn't know. This is just testing. Okay? Let's say if we got 6. What's 6 times 4? Okay? What's 24 minus 3?
21.
21. What's 6 times 2?
I mean, 6 and 12.
12. What's 12 plus 7? 19. So 19 does not equal to 21. That's how you know. Okay? All right. So, any questions? Those are good questions. Yes.
Another question.
Yes. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at number 2. Okay? Let's go ahead and draw our vertical equal sign. Okay? Go ahead and draw your vertical equal sign. And remember, this is our process for the rest of the year. Check for the distributive property. Do we have any parentheses? No, not on this problem. Okay, so let's go to step 2. Combine like terms. Do we have any like terms on the left-hand side? No. How about on the right-hand side?
No.
No. Okay, so now we go on to step 3, where we're going to move 2 steps. Okay, what do we move?
-4R.
Okay, and how do you do that?
You add.
You add, correct. Okay, the inverse operation, so plus 4R. Okay, now this cancels, correct?
Yes.
Negative 4R and positive 4R cancel. So what's negative 3 plus 4?
1R.
1R or R. Okay, so we did our calculations, so let's bring everything down. We didn't do anything with this plus 9, so now we have a plus 9. We didn't do anything with this plus 5, so we have a 5. Okay, so our updated equation is R plus 9 is equal to 5. All right. And our last step in step 3. Subtract what? Yes.
9.
Subtract the 9. So 9 minus 9 is 0. R equals, and then what's 5 minus 9?
-4.
Negative 4. Okay. So that is the answer. Okay. Your answer, so if you had like A is -3, B -4, C -5, and then D -6, your answer selection would be B. Okay?
Okay, so it always, okay, let's start at 1. Where you put +4, it always has to be to the right? It can't be from left.
No, it doesn't. But what I do is I always move my variables here and my numbers on the right-hand side. So that way it automatically goes to R equals whatever. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Yes, sir.
When you check it, and like you put the negative 4 into the parentheses, like it'll be negative 3 parentheses negative 4. And that would be right.
Plus 9 equals negative 4 times negative 4 plus 5. Okay? What's that? 21. Okay? And then what's this? Right, because negative 4 times negative 4 is 16 positive, plus a 5 is also 21.